At airports, prisons and throughout our communities, a small squad of dedicated dog handlers work around the clock fighting crime, saving lives and combating the work of some of the country's most dangerous and notorious criminals. On the front line, protecting our streets, prisons, mountains and borders, is the Dog Squad. Tonight, a phone smuggler caught on the hop.
I think it's a charger.
Charger for what?
Phone.
A phone. Why would it be wrapped up like that?
Jason and Isla are on the trail of car thieves.
Come down, or I'll throw the dog up in.
And meet Doc's Jack the Ratter. At Waikeria Prison, Corrections Officer Maurice and his dog Ted are running routine checks on prison visitors and their cars.
Okay. Anything in the car you shouldn't have? Drugs, alcohol, weapons? No? Okay, good on you. Look, just get you to switch the car off, ask you to jump out, bring your handbag with you. I'm just going to put the drug dog through your car, okay?
Nothing gets past Ted. If there's drugs, he'll find them.
Is this your first time here?
Yeah. Oh, no.
No, you've been here before.
Yeah.
How far you travelled today? Auckland.
Maurice is a 13-year veteran at this job, so like Ted, has a nose for trouble.
Okay, that's all good. Just going to have a quick squiz in the car.
A thorough check of the vehicle by Ted hasn't found any drugs, so it's off to the van for him.
Take your clothes off.
But the checks don't stop there. The car also needs searching for any other illegal contraband. And sure enough, Maurice soon finds something.
What's this doing in your car?
I don't know. I didn't put it there, honestly.
Who put it there?
It might have been my partner when he was driving it. Because he handed himself in.
The woman has a story she's going to try to stick to.
Do you know what it is?
I think it's a charger.
Charger for what?
A phone.
A phone. Why would it be wrapped up like that?
I don't know.
Okay. I don't think you're telling me the truth
No,
here.
honestly.
No, you're not telling me the truth.
What?
You're visiting a prison.
No.
Now listen to me. You're visiting a prison. You got a cell phone charger wrapped up in glad wrap. With all the stuff around it.
Day.
Okay. Start being straight up with me. When was this put in the car?
It would have been in there before he handed himself in.
Which was when?
Like 3 months ago.
3 months ago. So this has been sitting in your car for 3 months. And how often have you been visiting the prison?
Every Saturday for 3 months.
Given the amount of previous visits, her answers are sounding more and more ridiculous.
Because I didn't want to touch it.
Why didn't you want to touch it?
I don't know, because I thought...
It's only a cell phone charger.
Yeah, but I thought, like, just in case, I don't know, I just didn't want anything.
So you're telling me that you've been visiting here for 3 months with this, that you supposedly don't know what it is?
No, because I asked him, I said, it's just a charger, and he's like, yeah.
The woman continues to roll out the fibs.
Did you know you're changing your story every 5 seconds?
No.
Keeps changing all the time.
No, because I know it was a charger, and he told me it was a charger and to just chuck it away.
But why? It's only a charger.
Because just how it was sitting there like that. And it looked suspect, he said.
Well, it does look a bit suspect, doesn't it? Hey? You better hope like crazy that there's no drugs in here.
I hope not.
Maurice is sure he knows why the cell phone charger is wrapped in glad wrap and its intended destination.
See these rubber bands here? Why do you think rubber bands are around there?
I don't know.
So that it'll attach to a penis or something like that, so it's actually carried up underneath here. Okay? So that could be smuggled in. That's how they do it. So I'm sorry, but your story doesn't wash.
Finally, something approaching the truth.
I'm just new to like all this, and I didn't...
You're new to all this, okay?
Like, I didn't think I would ever get my car searched, where I needed to really check it all.
Didn't he tell you that we search cars coming out here?
No.
Okay.
Like, I thought he'd be out by now and that he'll check it out himself.
All right.
This woman is yet to give a straight answer, so unwrapping the parcel in front of her may be a wake-up call. If there's anything else hidden, she's in more trouble.
It looks like it's your lucky day, as far as drugs are concerned. But got to tell you now, it doesn't wash. That you didn't know this was in the car. And that
No,
this...
I knew it was in the car. He told me just to get rid of it, but like I just forgot it was in there.
You've been caught carrying it in there.
Yeah.
You could have been in serious trouble. Okay.
Okay.
This is going to affect your visiting today.
Since the woman hasn't been completely truthful, Maurice sends in his offsider Mark for another check of the car.
She said that she didn't know why it was there, etc. She kept changing her story. It was left by this other guy. She was told by her partner to get rid of it. So she knew she shouldn't have it. She's driving onto the prison. She didn't realise she was going to get searched. I'll never know whether her intention was to pass it today, but she knew she shouldn't have it.
Whether it was an honest mistake or a deliberate deception, the young woman was banned from prison visits for 6 months.
Although it's not drugs, it's still a good fine. One for me, Ted, none for you.
Coming up, the hunt is on for a gang of youths on a stealing spree of local cars.
Stay there, I'll let the dog go.
And bomb dogs search for explosives.
It's this item here. I've done trace detection on it.
Yep.
Wellington Constable Jason and his police dog Isla have been called out in the early hours of the morning to an address where a youth's been seen breaking into cars.
Guy's been disturbed breaking into somebody's car. Husband's got shot out to try and track him down. He doesn't have a cell phone and hasn't returned. More details coming in.
People that were in the yard have taken a mattress that was in the informant's van.
Copy. Sounds too good to be true, doesn't it?
A mattress isn't the easiest thing to get away with, and it turns out it's not just one youth but a whole gang. Jason and Isla track them to a house.
Have you seen them go inside?
I haven't seen them go inside. I've seen them go around. Okay.
G'day, guys. Stay there, I'll let the dog go. Don't run away. Who's been into the neighbouring property?
The youths are hiding in an empty house. Jason needs to find out just how many there are in the group and where they've been.
Who has been around the corner?
I don't know.
Hey?
I'll talk.
Who? Yep.
We're a bunch of teenagers and some of our friends are still around.
Yeah, who are they? Where have they gone?
They've gone down that street, honestly.
Down the road, backup police have apprehended another teenager who's suspiciously carrying 4 bags. He spills the beans on the location of the stolen mattress.
And where's the mattress at the moment?
Over inside.
That's all.
You mind if we go through, just find out who's in there? Who's in there, mate?
Only about 2 people.
2 people. Who are they?
I only know them by first name.
Do you want to come with me, mate? We'll ID this, your mattress.
Jason takes the owner of the stolen mattress into the house for a positive ID.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice, mate.
Jason needs to search for the other 2 teenagers who are hiding somewhere inside. Isla indicates upwards.
Come down or I'll throw the dog up there. No. Step into there, step into there. And you, mate. Both of you come down.
With both youths down from the ceiling, police find that the whole group had been ousted from a party earlier in the evening.
Because somebody broke a window or something like that, so the police told us to bugger off, I think, by the owners of the house, and we ended up here.
So what are you doing in New Zealand?
Being an idiot, I reckon.
They then caused mayhem, breaking into cars and collecting loot on their way to this place.
There's stolen speakers and stereos inside, as brought back by your boy in the red top. Can you send somebody in?
Eventually, everything and everybody seems to be accounted for, including the 4 bags worn by the young man outside.
They're not yours, are they?
No.
He was lucky enough to be given the job of pack horse for his mates, carrying the bags that they'd pinched out of cars. As for the 3 other teenagers who took off before Jason and Isla got to the house, they were picked up nearby by backup police.
How old are you?
16.
You?
15.
15? And you're 17?
Yes.
You're an adult?
Yeah.
And have you been breaking into cars too?
Not really.
Not really? What's not really?
I was with people who were roaming the streets.
Roaming the streets. I told you before, I'm not going to listen to your lies. You don't run from the police if you're just roaming the streets.
Jason gets the 2 boys who stole the mattress to return it to the man who initially called the police. And thanks to his quick thinking, any further burglaries in this neighbourhood have been stalled for the night.
G'day, mate.
Yeah, mate.
We've got your mattress here.
Oh, thank you very much.
Where do you want it?
Yeah, we'll just we'll slide on the door for tonight. It's pretty. Just put it through there.
Anything else missing?
No.
There's actually a fair bit of gear down at that house.
Oh, is there?
Yes.
With the 5 suspected of breaking into just about every vehicle in the nearby streets now cuffed and off to the station, Jason and Isla can pack up.
Oh, those were the boys that took off. We started in the street and I've just been doing basically figure 8s and circles into the next street and back around and just property hopping. And these will be the boys that have been out breaking into cars. Every car in this street, and I presume in the neighbouring streets has been broken into, or most of them. Sounds like they're coughing to what they've been doing. So, and hopefully that's all the boys from this job, so we won't be called back.
All 5 were dealt with by police. Next, bomb dogs search for explosives.
It's this item here. I've done trace detection on it.
Yep.
Let's go, Jack.
And has Jack got the rat?
If Jack indicates that there is a rat or mice here, then basically the operation has failed.
It's first light at Auckland Airport's Aviation Security Base, or AVSEC as they're more commonly known. Dog handler AMON and his dog Casey are about to start their morning shift, but first there's the little matter of Casey's morning ritual.
Be quick.
In her 3 years as an explosive detector dog, Casey has become a familiar presence at the airport.
Pretty much all the buildings associated with the international and domestic terminals. We also do all the area surrounding the airport, all the factories and buildings, and pretty much anywhere within a couple of k's of the airport itself.
Casey is trained to find explosives, and though the chances of a genuine bomb are remote, the patrols are around the clock to be 100% sure.
Come. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good, thank you.
You've got the fun job.
Sometimes.
It's taken more than 360 hours of training for Casey to be up and running as an explosive detector dog. Her handler Amon is well aware that only a specific dog temperament suits the job.
We need them to be able to work in the airport environment, and obviously it's not natural for the dog to be working out here, so I'm pretty lucky that Casey's a sturdy little dog and she'll pretty much work anywhere.
Meanwhile, fellow AVSEC handler Andy and his dog Archie are at the international departure area.
Archie and I are going to do a bit of a proactive walk through the terminal. I'm just going to walk out the front of here and just have a check around the area. It's something we do mostly every day. Archie, come. Hi, come, hi. Good boy. Come, see. There's quite a lot of people who come in to check in and they leave their bags out the front here. And we'll just get Archie to walk through and just check the bags as we're going through. We're just going to go into the terminal now. And we're going to do a walk through to the check-in area. As you can see, Archie's very busy, enjoying his job.
The check-in area is clear, but Archie's work doesn't stop here.
Archie just searched the area really well, didn't you? So we're just going to move on to something else. We're just going to go and check on any flights coming in. Hey, Archie. In a box.
Around 50,000 kilos of freight arrives at Auckland Airport daily, ready to be distributed throughout the country. Down at the bulk duty-free room, Amon and Casey have been called to inspect some oversized goods going into the airport security area.
Okay, so we've just been called up to the bulk duty-free room, and these items are too large or heavy to go through the X-ray machine, so we've been called up to clear them. So we'll just clear them and then be on our way.
A couple of sniffs and they get the all clear.
Cool, those are all good.
Outside, Andy and Archie are still doing the rounds.
Okay, we're just going to go up to the transit screening point. We're just going to go and there's passengers coming in, obviously transiting into Auckland on the way to the next destination. As you can see, a lot of looks, wondering what we're looking for. How'd you come? Hi. Hi.
Back in cargo, an item has been X-rayed and cannot be cleared to travel, so Amon and Casey have been called to give it further inspection.
It's this item here. I've done trace detection on it.
Yep.
So it's just...
Okay, cool, thanks.
The detector dog combined with explosive trace detection are the only methods available to clear the item, other than having the item broken down and hand-searched. It's established that the item is not a concern.
Yeah, that one's all right. Just those two, eh? Cool.
Although with Casey on site, a couple of dogs in transit now have concerns of their own. For both Archie and Casey, it's another day where nothing has been found. But if something sinister was planted at the airport, you can be sure these guys would find it.
We've had no indications from the dog, which is a good thing, so we're going to pack on up and we'll be heading on home out of here soon.
And Casey's end-of-shift reward? A play, of course.
Oh, watch out! No matter how many times you throw the ball, you'll always bring it, keep going and going and going. Yeah, kick, yeah.
It's a balmy Auckland day, and on board the Rangitoto ferry is Department of Conservation dog handler Finn and his 9-year-old terrier.
This is my mate Jack. He's trained to hunt rats. He's one of only 2 fully certified rodent dogs in New Zealand. And we're on our way out to Rangitoto Island, where a major pest eradication project is well underway.
I've just got a short message on behalf of the Department of Conservation, and we ask for your cooperation to ensure all your luggage and bags are free of any insects and rodents. This is to ensure that the island remains free of pests.
Jack and Finn's mission is to search Rangitoto and the adjoining Motutapu Islands for any trace of rats or mice. This job is part of an ongoing 2-year multi-million-dollar pest eradication program undertaken by the Department of Conservation.
The operation is eradicating the last of the mammalian pests, cats and rats and rabbits, hedgehogs and stoats.
But before stepping onto Rangitoto Island, Jack does a quick check of the passengers. Since it's the school holidays, there's always the chance someone may have taken their pet rat or mouse for the ride.
Looks pretty clean to me.
Any mishaps or runaway rodents would kill off the eradication program.
Right, we're on Rangitoto Island, and we're going across onto Motutapu Island. We've started this operation with an aerial drop of Brodificum. There's no way we'd be able to ever eradicate rats off islands of this sort of size without the use of toxins. It's hopeless.
Once at the Motutapu base, Jack's eager to start, especially since he's riding pillion.
There we go, ready for work. We'll go down there by the causeway. There's the Islington Bay Wharf is nearby. You know, there's boat traffic in and out of there. There's some batches down there. There's some nice beaches. So there's the sort of places where if rats were to come ashore, they're likely places they might arrive.
Even though terriers are natural rat catchers, Jack's had hours and hours of extra training to hone his skills.
These terriers have got a high prey drive. The best thing they can get out of life is to be actually out there hunting. Let's go, Jack. Away we go.
While sniffing in the mangroves, Jack indicates he might have found something. This isn't a good sign. If Jack has located a rat, this could mean trouble for the eradication program.
What Jack was doing there was, there's a dead penguin there. He just has a sniff, checks it out and then moves on.
Losing a penguin is hardly good news. However, Doc need to ensure they have eliminated the entire rodent population. So Finn's delighted it wasn't a rat Jack had found.
If Jack indicates that there is a rat or mice here, then basically the operation has failed to meet its target, which is total eradication. You don't control rats or mice with dogs. It'll be an impossible task, basically where rats and mice can go and dog just can't get at them, but he can tell you quite quickly whether there are or are not rats there. Walking along this edge here, Jack might have appeared just to have been running along here, but with the wind blowing up through here, he would have picked up any scent of anything that might have been living in there. His nose is working constantly.
Finn is well aware of Jack's natural instincts, so an extra piece of kit is sometimes needed.
Jack, come here. He knows I've got the muzzle. He doesn't like, you know, it's not his favourite toy, but he quite quickly gets used to wearing it. If a lizard or a tuatara shot across in front of him and he grabbed it and went, "Oops, mistake, Dad, sorry," it's too late. It'd be a tragedy for him to kill something like that. Yeah, that's the safeguard. And a lot of energy is put into getting the dogs used to wearing them. As you can see, he's got a bit of a sulky look on his face, but once we've been going for a few minutes, he'll forget that it's there and carry on.
This is just one of 71 islands that DOC are attempting to clear of predators. And while Jack is probably a little disappointed that he didn't find any rats, that's an indication that the program is working.
Well, I think we'll call it quits for today. Jack's worked long and hard and he's done really, really well. He's shown no indication of rats or mice, but it would be really disappointing had he found a rat after the aerial drops and all the work and the preparation that's gone into this. So it's looking really, really positive. Come here, Jack. Come, time to go home.